All of the great ones, friend, all the great ones written in all of the great spiritual books across the planet, all of them were doers. All of them were useful. That's one thing that they all have in common. They allowed the Spirit of God to move them, and they disciplined themselves enough to stay in alignment with God and to move to the Word of God whenever it decided to incline itself upon them. Yet many of us, we regurgitate their experiences. We read these books and we regurgitate their experiences as if they did something that we cannot do ourselves. It's easier to take someone else's experiences and to micromanage them and to speak to them as if you are speaking their truth. You are speaking the truth of what they were actually experiencing while on the field and making the plays of life for God. While they were being useful, you're taking their experiences and making them own and making them your own, and speaking your particular purpose, your particular analogy to them to fit your particular goal. My question to you today is, what are we all doing to be useful for God? What are we doing? Instead of regurgitating all of the stories of the great ones, the ones that actually got after it, the ones that actually had courage enough to get out there and go for it against all odds and against insurmountable opposition. What are we doing? And then my second question is, what are we really speaking the truths of these people? I myself have been in situations, as I know many of you have, where I was out doing the activity, putting forth the activity, not knowing which way to go, just leaning on God to direct me. And once all was done, and people were able to replay and rewind all those activities, their dissertations, their outlook on what I was doing was so far away from the truth of what I was doing that it amazed me. Whereas I'm still here in the flesh, and no one ever came and said, well, what were you feeling? What were you doing? What were you thinking? Why did you make that move? Why did you make that move? No one came and asked me for my insight as to the whys and the hows and what propelled me forward while in those experiences. No one, not one person. Yet many will judge you. Many will come and critique you without ever asking you. They will make your experiences theirs, living vicariously through you based off of your own experiences without ever cross-referencing you. But isn't this the same thing that we do to all of the sacred, all of the saints, all of the prophets, all of those that have come forth in the book and in any spiritual book across the planet? And we follow one another in the conveyance of these messages. We're all in uniform conformity to the one singular message, when that message might not even be true, friend. I ask today that you be useful. I ask today that you go out and you lean on the Word of God in directing your life, even if you don't see the stairway, you take the step. I ask that you lean on God while you're out there in the field, and dispel and quiet all the critics in the seats that are watching you and taking note. I ask that you be a doer and that you be useful. Because the only thing separating you from all of the ones that have actually been useful and have done monumental things in this life is being disciplined and staying action oriented. You're loved more than you'll ever know. I'll never stop telling you. Be good to yourselves and be good to each other. Peace and love.